No
Listen, I am so excited about this show today. I
Yes,
really
yes,
am. And I
yes,
want you
yes,
to do all
yes.
you can to let me know that you're in here with us today because we're going to take your podcast and we're going to
Yep.
match it with Podsqueeze and it's going to blow your mind. As you can tell, I got my man Kirk here with you. Kirk, how are you doing?
Hey man, I'm doing well, man. It's Sunday, middle of the month. We're already ripping and rolling in 2024. I see 4 people on the live. That's way too little. We got to get more, man. So whatever we got to do, go ahead and tag some friends, do some things in the chat. Strick, man, I hope you're doing well as well. And I'm so excited for our guest tonight.
Man, can you do me a favor, Kirk?
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
excited as well. I have a few
yeah.
things that I'm doing on this side. Can you help me introduce our guest for today?
Listen, we are so excited to have with us Tiago from Podsqueeze. And Tiago is actually joining us from I
Portugal.
forget the name. No. I know from
Lisbon.
Portugal,
Portugal.
but then Lisbon,
Lisbon.
Portugal. And so he's cutting some time out of the night to come and hang out with us here in the Ecamm community, and of course the stream show community as well. So we're excited for that. If you haven't heard of Podsqueeze, go ahead and pull up a chair, get your favorite drink, and lock in with us because you're going to know all about it by the time we're done with the show today. So we're excited to have you with us, Tiago. How are you this evening?
I am amazing, especially being here with you. I love this energy. I know it's midnight here now, but I'm feeling as awake as 9 in the morning. So thank you so
Oh,
much for
come
having
on.
me.
I like that. I like that, man.
That's
I like
awesome.
that.
So
I
as we
see.
talk about Pod Squeeze, I do want to say this. There is a link in the description. So if you
In the
want to check it out
description.
today, it is a affiliate link for us here at the Stream Show.
Mhm.
But check it out while we're talking about it tonight. You can peruse some of the features. We're going to talk about all the features. How if you have a podcast or if you're live streaming, I actually started using this for the stream show. Like I found it. I think it was an AppSumo deal. Am I right? Did you use AppSumo to kind of get it out at the beginning?
We didn't use AppSumo, so
You
maybe
didn't.
you got an email from us. That could have been it,
I'm
or
not
you
really
know,
Mm.
sure
through
where I
social
found
media.
it. So to be honest with you, it was last year.
Yeah.
And
Ooh, we have
Kirk
someone
and I
writing in
say that again.
Portuguese. Sorry
Yeah,
to
no.
interrupt.
David
Saying that
Hunt. David Hunt is saying
David
in
Hunt is writing in
Portuguese.
Portuguese. Yeah, that's
That's
Oh,
cool.
right.
that's
That's
what's
right.
Boa
up.
noite.
That's what's
That's
up.
what's
Boa
up.
noite.
I
Boa
love
noite.
this.
I love
Yeah.
it.
But
And
sorry,
I'm going to
Strick,
bring
you
the
interrupted
comments
me.
up in just a second, so we'll get a chance to talk to everybody. Please, please, please let us know where you're watching from tonight and
Absolutely.
tell us hello as well. So, Kurt and I did a show last year, and we were talking about the top 5 apps for content creators to use, and we probably gave about 12 apps.
We
But
did.
in
Yeah.
there, I found Podsqueeze, and maybe it was also Nikki Saunders that maybe talked about it a little bit.
Maybe.
But
Maybe.
however that came up, I found Podsqueeze and I fell in love with the features that you guys had. And that was I would say almost a year ago. Well,
Mm.
6 months maybe, because it was the fourth quarter last year,
Fourth
Kirk, when I
quarter.
think we
Fourth
did this
quarter.
show.
That's right. I remember that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we started in end of February 2023.
Wow.
Gotcha.
So not even a year yet. Well, you're coming up on a year. So we
Yeah,
congrats.
our big
Congrats. That's
anniversary is
awesome.
coming up. Yeah.
That's
And
cool. That's
somebody's
cool.
saying here like you're their favorite entrepreneur, so I
Entrepreneur.
get it. Let's talk about that. Can we dive into like the mindset of, hey, I have an idea with all of this AI stuff and open AI. I believe I could develop an app for podcasters. How would you come up with this idea?
Okay, let me first start by saying that the person that is writing those encouraging messages is actually my co-founder. So
Oh,
Oh,
you
it
dope,
seriously
is.
have
dope.
to
That's what's up.
Of
Okay, we
course.
got the founder and the
uh,
co-founder hanging out with us
I
today.
yeah,
love
so
it.
it might give some insights in the chat, but
Yes,
Okay,
the
good.
way we
please.
started, so basically both of us, we are entrepreneurs for like 12 years now. And we have been failing and failing, and we tried a lot of things. I helped him with his projects. He helped me with mine. And yeah, and we decided in the end of 2022, beginning of 2023, that we would start working together. And back then, it was, I started actually doing full-time entrepreneurship 2 years prior, and I started my own podcast. I had my own podcast where I kind of narrated my own journey as an entrepreneur. It's called The Wannabe Entrepreneur. And we were like, bouncing ideas from each other. And we thought, well, this new thing called ChatGPT, which seems really cool, right?
Right.
So the question is, how can ChatGPT kind of fix a problem or an old problem that now can be fixed much better in a much better way with this
Mm,
technology. So we were just chatting, and I thought, well, I'm a podcaster, and one thing that I hate is writing the show notes and
right.
like blog posts and timestamps. It's so annoying. I just
Good
love
night.
to, record. Yeah, right. So then I thought, well, there was a huge issue before, because if I wanted to transcribe something, the quality was not very good. But now with this new technology, maybe you can mix everything together and do something great. And then we said, okay, let's do it. Let's do it really fast. So in 1 week, we built the first MVP, the first prototype. And
Mm.
in the second week, we actually released it with the payment methods and everything. And we have been grooving ever since. So yeah, that's kind of the
Wow.
story.
That's been
But
awesome.
see, this is, I just want to say this. I know this is not the point of the show, but I just want to say this for the entrepreneurs that are out there, for the people who are getting ready to start something. There's something that he said that I've heard every entrepreneur I've ever spoken to say.
Took the
That
note
is,
on it, Kirk. I
yeah.
wrote it down.
Oh,
It's actually two pieces. One is that I failed a lot. Every
mm.
entrepreneur I know who has experienced any level or measure of success has always had a failing season, and they took those failures, because I think the reason why you're able to stand it up in a week is because you already had infrastructure in place, because you already had kind of a method to the madness in
Oh, yeah.
place to be able to kind of if you're starting from scratch, you couldn't do that in a week. And so
Oh, totally.
so that was the first piece, and then the second piece is you are looking to solve a
Problem.
old problem in a new way. Almost every entrepreneur that I mean, especially anything in the kid space, if you do anything for kids or babies or anything like that, it's like, oh my gosh, how did I not think about this? Like, there's a car seat that now turns around. It's like, what? How did I not think about this? When I had kids, that would have been so dope. I don't have kids now, but I'm saying every entrepreneur, man, thinking about how to solve old problems in new ways can sometimes be a really huge hack, a huge cheat code to figure out what that next big thing might be. So kudos to you and your
Thank you.
co-founder in the chat, who took that leap. I know that's not what the show is about, but I just wanted to kind of do a little pause there and kind of
Yeah.
double click on that piece.
I
That
mean, I
is
could
dope.
talk about entrepreneurship for days, but I know it's not the point today. But I'm really passionate about it.
Bro,
So
me as well, and I love what you've done with Podsqueeze, and I love the fact that you are a creator having a podcast, and then you created a resource for creators to do their podcast in a better way. I love that. Go
I
ahead,
think that
Strick.
is
Thank you very
awesome.
much,
I
Kirk.
think
Yeah.
this is awesome. So while people are here and they're coming on to watch the show today, I want to be sure that we start off now with talking about some of the features that you have for them, and then we'll break down some stuff. I know that you can do timestamps using
Yep.
this. I know that you can do blog posts, Twitter posts, newsletters. Um,
That's
trying to
4
think
so
if there's
far.
that's four, but I know there's
But
more. So tell me how just some of the basic features that you have that could help someone, whether it's a podcast or even if they have a live stream show that they want to repurpose.
yeah.
Sure. So basically, the idea is we want to empower podcasters, right? So we want podcasters to focus on their content, and we kind of do the rest, and that's kind of our mission. And
Mm,
we started when we started. We were of course a much simpler product. I think the product is much more mature now. But the
right.
idea is, so you finish your recording and you upload your audio or your video to Podsqueeze, and then we just do the rest. So it takes about 5 minutes to convert everything. We'll offer you a transcription, every all the assets you just mentioned, with the timestamps, the blog posts, the newsletters, the tweets. We have, and then now we have a new media section, which is something that people were asking for a long time. And there we also offer kind of little quotes, image quotes, so a nice image that you can edit and then you can share it on social media. And then we also offered our newest biggest thing, which is clips. So you can just upload, and the idea is that we use the timestamps. So we kind of split your episode into chapters, and each chapter is a little clip that you can easily edit as well. So you can remove sections, and you can edit so for your liking, and then you can easily export it. And if you don't have
Nice.
video, we also generate audiograms. So it's completely fine if you don't like cameras, you just prefer recording everything with audio, because then we generate nice audiograms. We just released it 2 days ago, two new templates that people can just use. And we have been developing ever since. We work together with our clients and our users aware, and every feature. And going back a little bit to the entrepreneurship, Kirk, we don't create things out of thin air. We just ask them like, what do you want, what do you need, and we collect
So
this
good.
information for most of our users, and then we try to develop the product according to that.
I love it.
Man,
So everybody
it's
hears
good.
this. Like, this is right down your lane. Ecamm has been talking about podcasts for a while. We're in this first quarter talking about podcasting. What do you do after the fact? Now, we're going to be talking about this for a while, Kurt and I. But today, I really want you to be able to Podsqueeze your podcast. That's the idea. We're going to take it
Yeah.
to the next level,
Let's
saving
do it.
you a little time. And again, if you want the link is in the show description, click the link, and you too could actually see what it's all about today. And if there's one of the things that you want added to your collection, we are content creators that makes us business owners, and we have an entrepreneur with us here today. We need to have his spirit of starting something new or trying to be the best content creators that we could be. That being said, I want to go now to some of the comments so we can check in with you guys.
Let's check in. I love comments.
And that
This
was
is like
one
my
from
first
last
live.
week.
I'm so excited.
This is your first live? Hey,
Probably. I don't know. It's not used to this.
oh, this is how we do it, man. Rainy Cajun, thank you so
Nice.
very much for hanging out with us, and love that thumbnail, man. That's really cool. Happy Sunday
love
to
that as
you.
well.
G. Albert
Sunday.
is in the building. Thank you, sir, for hanging out with us today. And
Absolutely
David,
awesome.
man, David, thank you so very much for sharing and being in the comments. And Dave, Dan, yes, we did kind of push him in the middle here.
I love
He's been
this one.
squeezed between you. I love that.
Principal Kathy, how are you doing, ma'am? Thank you for
Hello.
coming in and hanging out with us today. And we saw this earlier, and David was doing a little Portuguese. Is that right? Is it Portuguese?
It's perfect. It's perfect. Yeah.
Got you.
Yeah, it is, and you said it right too. It is Portuguese, sir. That's right. That's right.
Yes, it
And
is. Mhm.
man,
Jill
the
would be very,
co-founder
very-
here. Can you pronounce his name for me? Because I would mess up.
Oh, that's a hard
Zhao.
one. That's a hard
Zhao.
one. João.
Oh,
There you
really? Yeah. It's got an N in there. It's got an N
It's
sound
really
to it.
hard. It's a very common name though. Like there's a lot of Joões here in Portugal, but most people that I know from abroad, it's really hard for them to say.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. That's awesome.
It's the way
Hey,
our mouths are set up.
Yeah, I told him, like, I'm from the South. I'm in the States from the South, so my diction's a little different. So it's hard for us to pronounce a lot of foreign names. But
but I do like to get them right. So I think me and Strick share that in common. We do try our best to get them right. So
I appreciate that.
yeah.
and Dan is already helping us out with Stephanie said. We have one of our guests in last week, and everybody quotes what she said. So he's just starting out what Stephanie said.
Let's just get it out of the way.
Yes, get it out of the way. You're right, Dan. And Crossworks, hello to you. Thank you for hanging out with us tonight. If you have any questions, I need you to do me a favor. Put a Q: inside of your question, and we will get to it tonight to answer any questions you would have about Podsqueeze. I'm going to do my very best now to see if I could get down into this system.
Yeah,
and we
let's
can
go.
kind of talk through what I'm walking through online, if you don't mind.
Ooh, a live
So,
demo.
I love it.
yeah.
A live demo.
Yeah, I
You
gotta
like
say,
that?
man, that's a podcaster or live streamer's dream, is that I can just record with my guest or by myself and then throw it into the system, and out comes all of the different pieces that I need. Let me ask you, does your system also do distribution, podcast distribution as well?
Well, not entirely. So we did create a new feature, which are the landing pages. So the idea is that you can easily create the landing page for your
Oh,
episode
lovely.
with the
Yeah.
chapters and everything, so that you can click on the chapters and kind of skim through the episode really fast. It's something that we have. Again, our users have been communicating that to us. That's something that we might get into, but we are not a host provider, so we don't host
No.
the RSS feed.
No, that make the, I just wanted to kind of get that distinction because my assumption is that somebody's going to ask that question. But so you would then take your audio and your chapters and maybe even one of the quote memes or something that it kicks out, and
Yeah.
you take that over to your distributor, and then that will push out the normal way. But that's still really, I mean, we're talking about majority of the work done. I have a team, and we do a lot of that stuff. Apart from the video clips, which we've been using different other tools to do, but we've been
There's a
doing a lot
lot
of
of
that
them
stuff
as well.
manually.
Mhm.
It's there's a lot to do now, right? It's just trying to make sure that you give your
Oh,
podcast the best opportunity to catch
it's a
somebody's
great time.
attention.
Yeah.
Right,
It's a
right.
great time. I think it's a great time to be a content creator and a podcaster, YouTuber,
Totally
because
agree.
these new tools that are showing up, they're so amazing. Like it seems like every month there's something new popping
Hmm.
up, and
Hmm.
we just also started our own podcast for Podsqueeze. I think it makes sense for us to also like host our own podcast where we
That's good.
interview other podcasters, and we have like we figured it out, and it's great because we get to use our product and as well explore other tools, and we created an intro, a full intro to our podcast using AI, and it's
Wow.
so alike, and the accent and everything is perfect. It's perfect, and I was like, wow, I was amazed with the fact that we could do this.
So you're saying is it done in Portuguese?
No, it's in English.
Oh,
So
okay, okay, okay.
we wanted to have like a more American accent when starting the show, and
Nice.
I tried to record with my own accent, and then using this tool to put into like a woman's voice, but it didn't work. So I asked a friend from Canada, and he actually did it.
Mm.
But also the outro, you can just type it down, and you can select a voice, a male or female voice, and it
Wow.
will do a really great work to that. So I was mind blown.
I was saying this to a coaching client last week. I was like, this is the best time to get into content creation. Like there's
Yeah.
never been more resources, more tools. I tip my hat to the OGs like Luria and several others who have been doing this thing from way back in the day. Because they had to cobble it all together. There wasn't a lot of, tools and things out there. They had to figure it out and make it work. Nowadays, I mean, there's just so much that you can skip. I remember the first like the early versions of podcasting where you had to actually know code in order to get your podcast out there. It was crazy.
Oh, really?
So yeah. I mean, that's RSS feeds is a luxury, right? I mean, you used to have to be able to
Oh,
kind of ride that
cool.
wave. So I definitely as they say, it's never a better time to be a content creator
Yeah.
than at this
I
point
had I
right
had a
now.
guest. I had a guest on the show that we are hosting, the Lessons from a Podcaster. His name is Dave from School of Podcasting,
Mhm.
and he started his podcast before Apple Podcasts, which is
Oh
crazy. And
wow.
he told me that once Apple, so he started I think a year before, and then once Apple started showing up, he saw it was the only time he said that he saw a hockey stick growth curve with his podcasting, because suddenly Apple was showing to everyone. He was one of the first.
Wow. That's
So,
awesome. I got to check
so
out that episode,
Yeah.
by the way.
I do want to take an opportunity here for us to go to this next scene, guys. And someone said there was no audio last time I was trying to screen share. So let's see if we can try this and walk through Podsqueeze under my account and see what we come up with. So let me try this here. Make sure the audio. Let's
All
make
right.
sure
I'm testing
everybody's
it.
coming through.
Awesome Wood Thing says hand code your own RSS. Been there. That means you're an OG.
Testing, one,
Awesome.
two, three. Yep.
Oh, that's cool.
That's cool.
I
So
would
this
love to
is
learn more about that.
Yeah, so I'm really excited for you to kind of help me walk through this. I want to go
Yes, please.
where you want me to go, but this is the latest. This is the latest upload that I have in Podsqueeze. So I have
Okay.
Stephanie 22. That's the video file that I've uploaded. And I see here I can create my own landing page. You guys just talked about that. Explain to me what this is.
So that's the landing page I was telling you about.
Mhm.
So you can tap on that, and then it will ask you for a picture. So you can,
Okay.
if you have something there that you can quickly select, and then it
Uh,
will create a landing page for
For
you
that episode.
um, for that episode. Yeah,
is
correct.
this changeable? Because I don't have a picture
Yeah, it's
loaded.
changeable.
Okay. Let's see if we can
So,
find us a picture here.
Well,
Okay, so you just a sample picture. That's pretty cool.
yeah, just a sample picture. You can also delete the landing page afterwards. So you can just create it and then delete it for
Just for
the
just for
people
the
to
demo
see.
here. Mhm.
Okay.
For the demo. Or we can start with let's do it. So create
Let,
landing page.
man,
And then
how do
you
you
can
say
visit the page.
pronounce your co-founder's name one more time for me? I'm trying to get it right.
Okay, let's do it. I mean, in English is John. So
Oh,
maybe that's
okay.
easier.
Well, no, I want to say it the Portuguese way.
Okay, Kirk. But then you have to say it. Let's hear it. So it's
All right.
João.
João.
Joel.
Very good. Very good.
João. Okay.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
and
try.
next step is for you to say my last name. That's the hardest one, which is Ferreira. That's like
Oh,
super
wow.
maybe the next episode.
Maybe next. I'll try. But that
So
looks good already, Strick. This looks good already.
This is the landing page that you've come up
Yeah.
with, and I used the logo for the stream show. I used the old one with me and Brant. Big shouts out
That's
to
fine.
Brant Collins.
Yeah, big shout out to Brent.
So this is the audio that could be played,
Right.
Yeah.
Would it play the video?
Only plays the audio now.
Okay.
I got you. I don't know if it will come through if I play it. I hear it in my ears, but I don't know if you guys will hear it. And these are the chapters.
Yeah, correct. So you can
Nice.
click in the chapters and skim through the whole episode. Now I have to say that this is so back to the entrepreneurship. We always try to release something earlier rather than later. So often when we release something, just to try it out and see if people like it, if they like the concept, and
Mhm.
then we work on it and we improve it. So it's not ideal. Still, there's a lot of things that you can do in the
It's
landing
still a work in
page.
progress. Yeah.
Yeah, like everything in our product is always, we're always working on it, but
Yeah.
we know people like it and they're already using. We like just last month, I mean, there was 140 landing pages created, so that even though it's not our main feature at the moment, people are starting to use it, and we have a lot of ideas to add. We want to like add your show there, like links to Spotify, Apple, wherever you have your show. We're
Oh,
gonna
that's
connect other
awesome.
shows there. So maybe the
Yeah.
idea would actually go more towards make a website for you rather than
Mhm.
only a landing page for one episode. By the way, the episode title says untitled and everything. Everything can be edited. So when you go to your results page and edit your show notes, edit your episode title, everything, it will update on your landing page.
On your landing page. Okay.
Yeah.
Here.
Cool.
And now what we see here, so we try to make the UI really, and sorry, shall I just now kind of describe a little bit what
go
we're
right
seeing?
ahead.
Please.
If you're talking, I'll drive.
All right, perfect. So basically, we try to make the UI really simple, and you see a bunch of boxes, and we start with the full transcription. We'll give you the full transcription of your episode. You can click on see more and you can see it. You can also edit the speakers' names. And it was funny because when we first started, I thought that the transcription people wouldn't like it because again, sometimes there's some issues. The speakers' names might not be correct and so on, but people love the transcription. Like they were always asking, "Hey, I want to download," and now you can like just skim through your transcription. And you can as well download the SRT file. So let's say you have a video and you can just upload the SRT file into YouTube or something. So all of that can be done through the transcription. Then we have the show notes, which is a little description. This one is like a little description of the episode. You can either copy it or download it. And one cool thing that you can do if you scroll down, there's the tuning box. So this tuning box allows you to use natural language to edit the results. And if you click on the little lamp there on your right, we have some suggestions of prompts that other members of Podsqueeze are using, other members of the community. So there you can read some ideas. I cannot read them because they're a little
so
bit.
replace
but
the name.
You can, so if the name is not correct, for instance, for me with my name in Brazilian Portuguese has an H, so sometimes I need to do this where I'll be like, hey, replace Tiago with an H with Tiago. That's why the example is kind of coming from my own, example.
Gotcha.
But you can edit, you can say like start with a question, have a more friendly tone. So the idea is that you can tweak it, and we can try doing one of those if you prefer, or you can try your own.
Let's try it in a more friendly tone, more friendly voice. Yeah. And hit tune for results.
Yeah.
We didn't read what it just came out with, but we We can see it
Yeah,
here.
so now it
Working.
will basically take the results and come up with something. So now it made something a little bit more like advanced, but so now, hey there, it's a little bit more friendly, I guess.
Uh-huh.
Nice. Nice.
We're super excited. We have Stephanie joining. So now what you can do, if you scroll down a little bit, and if you like the results, you accept the change. If you don't like, you can click discard, or
Mhm.
and you can save this instruction for later. So if you find an instruction that works for you, you can then save it, and next
Uh-huh.
time, and we can try to save it if you want, and then we delete it, or but next time then you can just apply it.
Apply it to
One
the
thing that now it's quite long. So sometimes what I do is like write the maximum of 100 characters or something like this, and it will respect those instructions, so that then you can just find your voice, and next time you just click on the prompt you already have, saved something that it works for you, and then you're golden, and it's super fast.
That's
That's
so good.
awesome. So that's show notes. What's the next one here at the time? Timestamps.
Timestamps definitely what people are using the most, or it's show notes and timestamps. So here we go through your whole episode, and we kind of divide it into chapters and tell you like where each chapter starts. And the cool thing about this is that, so I was copying this and just pasting on my show notes, and once I was checking my episode on Spotify, and I saw that everything was fragmented, and I was like, that's interesting, Spotify is already doing this. Then I realized that no, it was actually fetching and parsing the chapters, the timestamps that from Podsqueeze. So when you copy paste this into YouTube, into Spotify, these tools will actually use it to segment the episode, and then in the loading bar you'll see each chapter, and people can easily
Oh,
skim through your episode.
Right. So this is one of
wow.
the ones that I was using, Kirk, for the stream show to
Yeah.
segment and make chapters. I mean, we always say that making chapters is an easier or better experience for the replay audience.
Right.
One thing that I was doing, and I want to ask you about this, is I was changing the position of like here at the top says introduction and time. I was actually putting the time first and then the introduction. Have you guys had to massage this like for YouTubers, or would you just load this right in and YouTube would be able to see it?
We just load this right in, and YouTube, yeah, at least for our podcast, it worked like that.
Gotcha.
Now you can still edit it, of course. You can also use the tuning box, but it works like this as well. So yeah.
Hmm. So in the tuning box, could you flip it? Could you ask it to give me the
Yes.
timestamp first?
That's what
Yeah.
I
Time
did.
and
I had
then
to flip it. Mhm.
okay. But did you flip it manually or did you use the tuning box?
No, you use a tuning box. You
Tuning
don't need to
box.
flip it manually. Yes.
Nice.
I use the tuning box to have it rewrite this information. And I mean, at the end of the day, the back end of this is OpenAI or ChatGPT. So it's just like talking to the
So,
computer.
Yeah,
Totally
it's
get
like
it.
talking with a human.
Okay, cool.
All right. So that's the timestamp, which I think is really cool. So no
That's
longer,
really, really
as a
good.
content creator, do we have to have the time of going through and doing it ourselves.
Oh yeah.
This
That's
particular,
clutch.
this takes, I mean, not only do you have your transcript with the SRT file, we just looked at show notes, and now we're looking at times. These are just three things that it's giving you, and I want to keep going through these lists. Kirk, if you
That's
could do me
crazy.
a favor and just
Yeah.
see if there may be any questions in the chat as we talk
Sure,
about
sure,
this.
sure.
Links and so titles here. Can you explain to me how this particular part works? Like if you need titles because you already have it, maybe this is better titles for your show.
Yeah, so basically, most of our users use this as a kind of brainstorming. So most of them with the titles, well, some of them just copy paste, but here you get some nice ideas for your show.
Mm.
We give you 5 different suggestions of titles that then you can just use, because most of the people, what they do is that they record their episode, they upload it to Podsqueeze, and then they publish it. So they use Podsqueeze to come up with everything and the
I
title
get
as
it.
well. So here is there are 5 examples of titles that people can just use, and we try to
Right.
what we try to do, like, and João here, the co-founder, will he was the one coming up with the proper structure, but we try for each title to be different, to have like a different approach for each title, so that we give multiple options
Multiple
for our
options,
users.
right? Right.
Mhm.
So they're not just like slightly different than one another. They're actually totally different options that they
Yeah,
can pick from. Okay, cool.
yeah,
And
correct.
even
Mhm.
for somebody like me, let me say this because I'm thinking if I already have a title and maybe these options turn out to be a better title than what I have, I can clearly change the title that I have for my show, even if
Yeah.
it was a live stream, because at the end of the day, you're trying to get the best title, not only for your content with the keywords, for the
Mhm.
SEO
Yeah.
standpoint. Is this SEO in mind inside of these titles that you have?
It's not totally SEO in mind. We are planning to bring some new features that will be more focused on that. So we do, you know, try to keep to embrace SEO, and we do use also, like, OpenAI technology to focus on that. But I think it can still be more optimized. There's something that we will be doing.
Gotcha.
One, but I totally agree with you. Like, titles is probably one of the most important thing, either for a blog post, for a video, for a podcast, because first of all is what people first interact with, right, is with the title. So you really, it's really important to be flexible and change your titles, right? And it's completely fine. I think YouTubers do
Yeah.
that all the time.
All the
They try
Right.
time.
one title, is not working, they just switch it to something else, and they see if it's working. So it's good to have multiple options and to be flexible to change the title.
Yeah. I
So
mean, you want to you want your title to really, be not only catch the algorithm but catch somebody's attention. You want it to kind of be in a voice that would be appealing to them as well. So, yeah, as long as you give it some time. That's the only thing I always say to folks is don't change your title every day. You got to give it some
Oh yeah,
time. Give
totally.
give every title some breathing room to be able to see how they perform. And some of the platforms are even doing A/B testing in terms of thumbnail and
Oh yeah,
title, just so you can have a
totally.
little bit better a window into which one is doing better, and then kind of go with one from there. But
Hmm.
yeah,
Yeah.
I like this. Yeah,
so
this is
give me
good.
the ideas behind links and mentions.
So this the idea is that, how many times have you done a show, especially a long show like this one, and you mention tools and ideas, and then you say like, yeah, I will link it below, and then you completely forget about it. So that's
Gotcha.
what we try to fix with this one.
That happens
We
to me
try
all
to
the time.
Yeah. So the idea here and the format here came out a little bit weird, but the idea is that you have the title and like when the timestamp when it happened. The title, no, sorry, the mention and the timestamp when it happened, so that you can
Mm,
quickly go through it and be like, oh yeah, I did mention that book, I did mention that author, or that
mm,
whatever video, and then you don't forget to add this in your show notes, so that because it's really annoying when you're listening to a podcast and you're like, oh, that's a really cool tool. Let me check the show notes. Oh no, it's not there, and then you have to go back and re-listen.
totally
So
forgot.
that's the
Yeah.
idea with links and mentions.
Is is this something that you could copy and paste and put into the show notes as well, or the show
Oh yeah,
description in YouTube?
yeah. So you can just copy and paste and directly from there. There's the little button in the middle that will just copy. So in between the download button and the edit button, yeah,
Hmm.
you. And by the way, if you click on the little pencil one, it will open a text box that allows you to edit things. So you
I
can
got
also
Okay.
it.
just come there and remove it and edit there so that it has a better format. And again, you
Hmm.
can also use the tuning box
So yeah, yeah.
for your liking. So you can just say, hey, I'll only focus on books, or just have um, a better format. So yeah, it's something that our users do enjoy, even though it's not the most used feature.
I've got it now.
Right.
This one is the tuning box. So add URL in front. So
Yeah, let's try that out. Let's see if it works. It's always a mystery if it will work or not, but
I love it. I love your attitude about this product. By the way, because you've already set the precedence that you have these features and functions, and then you go back and try to fix them
Yeah,
as you
that
can.
works.
Okay, I see
oh,
it says an
definitely. Yeah.
example. Yeah,
That's good.
yeah,
So
I
if
get an
there's
example.
yeah, in this case, Amazon, it came up with Amazon. So yeah, in this case, if it's what is saying
Is this saying
remote production series, if you cannot find the website it wants, we'll just put an example. If it finds
gotcha?
the like Amazon, for instance, or YouTube, it tries to come up with a potential. Notion is there. That one is, I think, is fine. And yeah, a few examples there. That's
And then the idea behind
really
having
more.
these links for all of our content creators is that you want to have your affiliate links and all of this stuff. So
There
we
you go.
talked to Stephanie
Yeah.
about her content. This is the guest that she has. So if she has some type of affiliate or a program that she could do with you, get her link and put it in these links, and then add that to your show description. And when people press on it, not only are they going to get more information about that, but if they do purchase, just like David wants to know how much this costs, if they purchase, is no additional cost to them, but you can probably get an affiliate program. We always want to help our content creators to monetize everything they do. So if you're sharing information out there, that's the way to do it. And David, in
Totally.
just a minute, we're going to get to how much it costs. You're doing exactly what we want you to do, which
Absolutely.
is be so intrigued by this that you say, whatever it is, take my money.
That's what I like to hear.
Yeah, whatever it is, take my money. So this is something that I came by to help me with this particular show as a repurposing tool. But it was actually built for people that are recording podcasts to then put your recorded podcasts in, and you have all of these tools before it's even published. So there's several different ways that you can use this. Okay.
Right.
I was using it for a repurpose tool for a live stream
So you
video
publish
show.
it first?
I would
and
publish
then-
it first. So even this show,
Yeah, like how we're
I
live
could-
right now.
yeah, I could dump it into Podsqueeze, and it would give me all of the timestamps and everything. I would go back into the
Okay.
the YouTube description
Mhm.
and then put in the chapters after the fact.
Yep. So for
Totally.
live
Yeah.
shows, that would be the workflow. But if you're like me, because I do have a podcast that is a traditional podcast where it's recorded and we publish it every week. So I could do some of the more traditional things that Tiago has kind of shared with us today. But then also, just for the stream show audience, we're always going to share with you some hacks. One of the things that I do with my morning motivation show is I do it live, and it is a live experience, but I only leave the live show up for 48 hours. And once that live goes down, the way that I structure the show, I have a bumper video that'll play and another bumper video will play. But in between those two, I'm actually recording a quote unquote video. And so that video, my video editor makes that into its own product that kind of stands off on its own. It is a podcast because we put out the audio as well. So there's many ways to be able to structure this. Strick has shared one, I'm sharing another. And then of course, Tiago is telling you the more traditional podcast way, but the tool still works in every one of the scenarios that we just outlined. So that's pretty good.
Totally. Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, we do have a lot of users only using as streamers or for repurposing. So they already have their show, and then they can just use their RSS feed or so and use this to repurpose. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Keywords, and that's
this is lovely. This is, I don't know if you upload your show to YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
This is amazing because normally there's like little tags on YouTube that you can you can just paste the tags, and normally you need to come up with them, and it's super annoying. So Ecamm, if it's for Ecamm, you'll be like Ecamm streaming, whatever, Twitch. You come up with these keywords. Now you can just copy paste it. That's what I do. I just go there with the middle button, copy it, and done, and paste it there, and it saves me tons of time.
Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking of, so like I just dropped a video today. Video's about 11 minutes. I'm thinking I could probably take even that finished product, drop it in Podsqueeze, and get some benefit in terms of transcript, chapters for sure, but then even these keywords, because those are all things that I have to put in.
Yeah.
So that actually,
you can do that afterwards. Yeah,
absolutely
totally.
help.
So when you're saying keywords, that's just a paragraph
like the
by
tags.
itself, or you do tags. So is there a
tags,
way to write? So if I just copy this, that would be enough. I don't need to put the hashtag in front of it.
No. With YouTube, it's actually a hidden feature. So I think you need to click on show more when you're uploading your video, click and show more, and then there's like a space that says, I think it says tags or keyword. I
Yeah,
think it's tags actually.
you don't have to put
Mhm.
the hashtag.
Hashtag. No,
You can
you don't. Mhm.
type the tags just by themselves.
Yeah, correct. You can also use this as hashtag for a Twitter post or a LinkedIn
Yeah.
post. Uh, but there you need to be aware that these platforms, they don't love when you just spam your post with tons of hashtags. So normally it's better to only have like one or two hashtags if you're doing hashtags for this social media.
Mhm.
Mhm.
So this is more intended for kind of YouTube or platforms that ask you to give like these tags to help with SEO and their recommendation engines.
And you're right, but even for YouTube, it's really more for confirmation because YouTube's doing similar things to the content, right? Just
Yeah,
just kind of giving people full context. YouTube is already
yeah,
looking
totally.
at your full transcript. They're looking at who you're talking to. They just want to confirm that your title, your description, and your tags say that you're intending to speak to the same people that they think you're intending to speak to. So there's
Yeah,
some strategy around that as well. Just kind of making sure the audience is aware.
yeah, totally.
David Hunt says
Mhm.
keywords. That's worth the price of admission, right there.
Oh, that's
So
nice.
I'm gonna try this now. I don't know. I'm pretty certain I'm gonna butcher it, but Jean, am I saying? I'm pretty sure I said that wrong, right?
Very pretty close. Yeah, it's
Okay.
good.
Well, so he's asking, what's the roadmap for Podsqueeze? What's coming up next?
I'm kind of the boss here, so he's asking me using this to asking this question.
Right, and then just
I
to
don't.
FYI, we are coming to your question, David. If you haven't found it already, we are coming to your question in terms of what the cost is, because there is a free version of it, and then there is a starter, and then there's a pro plan. But there is a free
Mhm.
version, so just depending on how you're going to use it, how you want to get started. But the other versions are fairly reasonable as well. But please share with us what the roadmap is, and then we'll get to the cost.
Yeah, totally. So basically, the roadmap, we are now mostly focused on the clips. We are finishing that. We've been working really hard on the clips, and I think we are quite happy with this. By the way, shorts, a great way to repurpose your content. So if you're
Very.
not doing that, you're probably missing out. So you record something cool, you record a nice live, but then maybe there are some key moments that you should then definitely then repurpose for shorts. Another thing that we want to do is, as I said previously, to focus more on SEO. So we want to connect the content with this kind of key analysis or keyword analysis tools that will tell
Mm,
you which keywords. So let's say you have an episode, right? And this episode is focused in this case in podcasting. So this tool will go through the whole transcription and see what topics are the best for you. So this means topics that have a lot of search and low
mm,
competition.
mm.
And this is
Yeah,
key
that
because then you can just
intersection.
get this content, repurpose this into like a blog post or a short, and you will get a lot of users or listeners to your show that are specifically looking for those keywords. So that's something we want to work on. And also the working on our landing page, working on allowing people to create a website for their podcast, for their content really fast.
Mm,
So we want to work on the landing page we just showed to make it much better. So,
nice.
and there's a few things. We have a huge backlog, but I don't want to say everything because it can change, right? As I said,
Right.
we're always working with our users. So it might be that our roadmap changes a little bit. So I don't want to give too much in the future.
Nice.
Got it. Got it. Good stuff. So while we're doing that, I want to add, I want to get to this video piece because this is
Oh
a
yeah,
big deal. This is a
Yeah,
really big
very big
deal.
deal. Yeah.
To add this because potentially this
Mhm.
is another app that we could be all in one kind of a deal. You get all of the back end written content, and this is your media
Yeah.
content. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to hear this, but let me see if I can pull the
Oh wow.
audio here. Can you hear this?
Can
No, no.
Okay.
I don't hear it too. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
the
So I don't.
video, but the
We
video
have to
would,
believe that it's
Yeah.
but the
working.
video quality looks great though.
Yeah. The video quality is coming through very well. I'm actually talking here, but I guess this is how you edit it.
Yeah, so basically, first of all, if you scroll up a little bit, yeah, there you can edit, and if there's something that is not working fine, you can just go there and switch. So if the word is not properly written, you can go and switch it. There you can change the feed. Here you have there's subtitles that you can change. The subtitles
Oh,
are there below, but you can move them up, and you can increase a little bit the size as well. Um, yeah, you can change the color of the subtitles, and then you just hit export, and you'll take the video. If you go to upper, if
One of
upper, you can see
30,
there
one
are
of 31.
multiple. Yeah,
Oh man,
so it does take a little bit to generate, but then it gets faster. And here you have, we split the whole episode in multiple clips, and then you can actually edit. So if you click on the trash bin, it will remove that section from the video itself. So you can do a quick editing. Of course, it's not as powerful as a video editor, but it's good enough for you to quickly come up with a nice short that then you can use on either TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, whatever. So um, those are the, and you can also download the SRT file for that specific clip.
wow.
this is pretty cool.
That is full feature for sure.
Now, he've already said these are new features. This feature is in beta. So there's some things you're going to have to work with. I think all of the AI tools that are doing this particular function where it is pulling out sections, you have to edit, you have to do something with it. If you're like me, you find ways to get as large of a clip, and I edit them down to get what I need to, or put multiple clips together to actually make sense. That's the way I do it. So there are different ways that you can actually use this tool. And then I want to go here to see more from the quotable images. See what we have here.
So here the UI is very similar. You can also switch through multiple quotes that we got. We got there 1 out of 12, so 12 quotes. And then you can also edit the speaker and change the background. And then you have a nice image that you can just share it on Instagram or actually we are before we started this, we were talking about LinkedIn and the newsletter feature on LinkedIn. One of our users uses these quotes as part of the newsletter. So they go on LinkedIn, they use the newsletter functionality that we generate, and then they copy one of these quotes and they put it there, and it's a nice complement for the content they want to share with their readers.
I love this. So David is asking again if we could take a landscape video and make it 9:16, and that's exactly what you saw, David. Is that the video clips were coming from a live stream? So yes to that question. And then if you want video results that are different sizes, they have them here. The 16:9, 1:1, and then 9:16, which is cool. Cool. Yeah, this is pretty cool.
Yeah. I like what I'm seeing. I'm definitely going to do a deep dive. I had there's just a lot of pieces there to play with, and I guess one of the things that wasn't immediately apparent to me is that the back end was AI based. I thought that it was being so when you said when you showed the tune function, that was actually kind of an eye opener for me. Like, oh, I actually can have input on my results.
Right.
Some of the other platforms don't necessarily give you that ability. So that's a major, I think, a distinction between what you guys are doing with your platform and what others are doing. And I think that's another reason why it's so good to have you on, because we can kind of hear a little bit more of that origin story and some of the methodology and the mindset behind how you guys built it. So cool. Yeah. David Hunt put the mind blown emoji in the chat as well.
Yeah. So you ready to talk price now? Can we talk price to everybody?
Absolutely.
Yeah, sure.
So let's get down into how much this will actually cost you. And I do have it if you pay annually, what it would be. So let's just go down. Can you help us out with this free option?
Yeah, so with the free option, to be honest, it's more a trial. It's for you to try it out. We do offer 50 minutes, and you can do one upload, or you can use the RSS feed. So if you're just repurposing and you're fine, and you have a short episode per month, then you can just easily connect your RSS feed and use it. If not, and most users then either use the starter or the pro. The agency plans are, as the name say, more for agencies. So agencies that manage multiple content or multiple podcasts, etc. The starter package starts, if you pay annually, is $12 per month, and it gives you a nice discount. It gives you actually 2 months free, and it gives you already 160 minutes, 5 clips. These clips have the watermark, the Podsqueeze watermark. We try to make it small, but yeah, is there, and basically allows you to generate the clips, to upload in limit uploads, and generate the landing pages. Then the Pro, which is the most used one, again, $24 per month you pay annually. And it's basically as we go. In the Pro, you can remove the watermark, but from then on, basically it's the same, but just with more clips and more minutes.
Well, of course, I'm a pro, right? I'm a pro at everything I do. So yeah, this is really cool. This is really cool. I like this.
Yeah.
And then you do have some
now
agencies
the question
as
well. is how do we take you from Pro to scale?
That is a good question.
Wow.
Do you have any idea, or do you have something in mind you can kind of help somebody with that needs to go to scale?
I think to go to scale is mostly for the amount of minutes you have, is mostly for agencies, of course. So
Gotcha.
and we do have a few clients that manage multiple podcasts from their own clients.
Yeah.
And
Like me.
they use this because then Kirk will maybe one day convert to scale. But for a podcaster, for content creators, their own show, they don't need the agency scale unless they want to repurpose older content, right? So let's say you have already a lot of episodes, maybe you are missing out on great clips. So then it might make sense for you to upgrade for a bigger plan, and then repurpose the content. And once you're done, you can just downgrade to a pro plan again.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
That is
Guys,
awesome.
Remember, the link to Podsqueeze is in the show description. Click that link, and it is an affiliate link for me. You don't have to pay any more for it, but I will, if you use it and buy it, get an affiliate. I guess, it can help support the show. Why not support
Why
Strick,
not?
right? Why not?
Of course.
Kirk, any other questions?
No, I'm telling you, I'm actually I've got it up on my screen right here. That's why I'm somewhat distracted, because I'm like, oh my goodness.
Kirk
So
is ready
David
to
Hunt
spend
asked
some
in the
money.
comments, can you take a landscape video, which is 16:9, and make it portrait 9:16? Well, that's exactly what DJ Strick had on the screen, because you're looking at Stephanie Garcia, and that was from our show last week, which is of course a 16:9 show. So but the only other question I have, and quite literally David Hunt just typed it, is how do I get in the affiliate program, man? That's that's all I
First thing
need to know. Other than
and we have
clicking on
the affiliate link. Yeah, there.
other than clicking on the stream show's link, which is in the description. But yeah, definitely want to make sure that we can recommend this highly to some of our followers and subscribers as well.
Yeah, David, is another tab on the top. So yeah, you can be a reseller as well. I love to teach content creators how to monetize their work. And one of the ways you can do that is through affiliate marketing. So if this is a program, once you use it, you really see how much you like what it's doing, and you want to help other people with it. Get into the affiliate program. That's what you should do. All right. Mrs. Green, please talk about the other features on the page. We've talked about all of these features, and I want to go through this real quick, because I do want to be respectful of the times that we have today, because we do have
a bit of a squeeze.
Yeah, we do have a bit of a squeeze.
A bit of a squeeze. I had to use the term squeeze.
I love it.
Let me go back.
You like the name, by the way, Kirk?
Oh yeah, I do. Because I get the picture of an orange, right? You're just squeezing everything out of that orange.
Oh
right?
yeah.
I grew up in Florida, so the home of the orange.
So the features are transcripts, show notes, chapters, blog posts, newsletters, titles, and they now have. I want to go. I just pulled the features page, but they also have video clips and then quotes. So image quotes that you could do. if you're doing this for any time like myself, you understand how the chapters or the timestamps is a really, really big deal. Newsletters can really help you use it for blog posts and all that kind of stuff. So we've got blog posts and newsletters and titles. You can use it before, like if you have a recorded video, you could throw it in there and it will give you all of these assets to use before you even publish. Or if you're like me, you could use it to help you repurpose your material as well. So those are some of the ways that we're using Podsqueeze. And man, I just appreciate your time. I know it's late where you are, but for you to come on inside of the Ecamm community is a really, really big deal. So thank you for hanging out with us tonight.
No, I appreciate the invitation. I feel energized now. I will be working all night.
There you go.
And a great community you have here, so it's amazing.
I also want to be on your podcast. Like, we want to come hang out with you. I saw the invitation, so I want to see if we can figure out how we can work a time to be on your podcast, even if it's 12 o'clock on my end in the morning.
Yeah, you'll get a revenge now.
Exactly. And I also want to show people.
We are trying to have as many podcasters as possible in our show. We got like a lot of people who were interested, so we got like a huge list, but we'll eventually go to everyone and have everyone on board. So yeah, let's definitely schedule that, Strick.
Hey, no problem. And I appreciate your time and thank you for working through all of this with how we have to talk now online. We made it work. You were here in a great show. And I really appreciate you doing this for our community. Guys, Podsqueeze is the way to go to repurpose or to help you get your podcast out there with all of the assets you need to grab the attention of your audience. And I want to do this real quick, Kirk, before you get out. This is the new Ecamm Fam shirt.
I'm very jealous right now.
Yeah, so it actually comes out on the 18th. So guys, get ready to go to the merch show, ecamm.com, and then you can go through the merch tab, and we have all new shirts. This is just one of the many new things that Ecamm is doing in the merch. So check it out and go get yours. Say that again.
Guests get one.
Do guests do guests get one?
All you have to do is ask, and I guess you did. So it'll be my job to be sure you get some Ecamm merch.
And then
I'll make sure they send something to you.
And if you get the Ecamm Fam shirt, you got to join the Ecamm Fam group. All right, we want to see you in the group, Tiago.
Perfect. Let's do it.
Excellent.
There you go. Well, thank you guys, and man, it's been a great night. Hold what you got, fellas, and we will be right back. Hey, this is DJ Strick, and I would like to thank you for watching another edition of The Stream Show.